Okay, so as promised, the topic of the day that we're going to go over is natural ways to prevent pregnancy. Now, I get a lot of stir up around when I bring this up because obviously, the most easiest and natural way to prevent unwanted pregnancy would be to track your cycles and to not have sex when you're in your fertile window. But in order for you to know when your fertile window is and stuff like that, you have to track your cycle. You have to get to know your womb, your cycle, your body. But then also, I had women who were like, what about if my cycle is irregular? So, if your cycle is irregular, there are still ways that you can track your cycle. It is not the end of the world. The hope in the cause is not lost. So, for one, there are these things that have been created called ovulation sticks, and they work just the same as pregnancy tests. You pee on it, except it tests for a different hormone. It tests for what is called the luteinizing hormone. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's called LH, and that's the hormone that it tests for. And those are pretty accurate in letting you know if you're in an ovulation phase or if you're coming into an ovulation phase or not. So if you were ever questioning, that's one way that you can know because it's testing your hormones. For two, we have cervical checks. And I'm not sure how many women even understand the anatomy of their womb. Because, okay, so we know we have all of that on the outside, the lips, the clitoris, and all that stuff. And then we have the vaginal canal. That is where sexual acts are mainly performed, right? Where penetration lies. So, and your vaginal canal is not an endless canal, it has an end. And usually the end of your vaginal canal starts where your cervix is, right? And your cervix, the cervix, we mostly know the cervix by the thing that opens up and dilates when we are pregnant and getting ready to give birth. But also, the cervix opens up two other times a month, depending on, your cycle. But naturally, it opens up two other times a month. It opens up slightly to let out period blood when you are on your cycle, and it also opens up slightly to let in semen when you are ovulating. So, in order to perform a cervical check, we'll talk about that in part two. And then the other way, also, there's another way to track and do it too.